You just won $100 million. You check the numbers once, twice, then a third time because apparently your brain no longer trusts basic arithmetic. Your first instinct is probably to call someone, your parents, your best friend, your partner. Maybe send one screenshot to the group chat with 17 exclamation points. That might be the first decision you should delay. Because right now, you don't really have $100 million sitting in a checking account. You have a winning claim and a whole bunch of decisions you haven't made yet. The headline tells you what you won. It does not tell you what your financial life actually looks like. And until you know the difference, keeping the news quiet isn't about paranoia. It's about keeping your options open. Think about how fast information moves. You tell one friend, that friend tells their partner, somebody tells a sibling, a screenshot gets sent. Suddenly, 12 people know, and 3 of them have already mentally spent your money for you. Information you haven't shared is still under your control. Information sitting in 10 different group chats is not. So before you plan the mansion, quit your job in a dramatic movie scene, or start deciding which cousin deserves a Tesla, make a much less exciting list. What lottery issued the ticket? Where was it purchased? What's the claim deadline? What are the privacy rules there? What information becomes public? What payout choices actually exist? Are there legal or ownership questions that affect the claim? Those answers can vary depending on where the ticket was purchased, so this is one of those moments where guessing is a terrible hobby. And that's the first useful rule here. Separate what you know from what you don't know. You know you have a winning ticket. Great. Maybe you know where it was purchased and when it has to be claimed. But privacy, payout structure, taxes, ownership questions, and the amount you'll actually be planning around may still be unknown. If a major decision depends on one of those unknowns, you don't need to make that decision yet. If you like money explained this way, not someone ordering you around, but showing you which numbers and mechanics actually change the decision, that's what this channel is about. Now here's where the giant $100 million number starts playing tricks on you. When somebody hears $100 million, the brain immediately turns it into a shopping budget. House, $5 million. Parents, $2 million. Friends, maybe a few $100,000. Vacation, who knows? Apparently we're renting an island now. But the advertised jackpot and the amount you might actually receive immediately can be very different numbers. Take one real Powerball example from January 2026. A North Carolina winner hit an advertised jackpot of $209.3 million. The cash option was $95.3 million. After required federal and state withholding at the time of the claim, the amount received was $68.6 million. Same winner, same jackpot, 3 very different numbers. That doesn't mean your hypothetical $100 million follows the same math. Different prize, different jurisdiction, different circumstances. The point is simpler. Don't build a $100 million life from a $100 million headline. And this is also why cash or annuity is not a question somebody on the internet should answer for you in 6 words. With a cash option, the important questions include how much becomes available earlier, what taxes need to be understood, and what responsibility comes with controlling that much money immediately. With an annuity, you're looking at a payment schedule over time, and you need to understand how those payments work, plus the tax and estate questions that may come with them. For example, Powerball describes its annuity as one payment immediately followed by 29 annual payments, with each payment increasing by 5%. That's useful information. It still doesn't magically tell you which option fits a specific winner better. The useful question isn't which one would Leon pick, it's what exactly am I comparing and what changes for me under each choice. This is where you want real numbers before real promises. Lottery winnings are taxable income in the United States, and withholding at the time you receive money doesn't automatically mean every tax question is finished forever. So before telling someone, don't worry, I'll give you $5 million, there's a much more boring question that suddenly becomes extremely important. What amount is actually mine to plan around after the relevant obligations are understood? That one sentence can save you from making emotional promises using money that currently exists mostly as a headline. And for a financial event, this large different questions may need different qualified people. A legal professional can help you understand what changes depending on how and when the claim is made. A tax professional can help you understand the numbers you should actually be planning around. A qualified financial professional, if you choose to use one, can help you compare longer-term options and risks. The goal isn't to find one magical person who makes every decision. It's to get the right information so you can understand the decisions yourself. Now we can finally answer the title. When do you actually start telling people? Not never. That's not the point. Think of disclosure in three circles. The first circle is people who genuinely need to know because they're relevant to the claim, ownership, legal situation, or your household circumstances. Exactly who belongs there depends on your situation, so that's not something a YouTube video can decide for you. The second circle is people you want to tell later. Family, close friends, people who matter to you, but who don't necessarily need the information during the first chaotic hours. The third circle is everyone else. Social media, random acquaintances, the guy from sophomore year who hasn't spoken to you since 2019, but somehow appears in your DMs saying, "Bro, I've always believed in you." Those circles matter because once people know the headline number, they start evaluating every request against the headline number. Imagine a relative hears $100 million and asks for $1 million. Psychologically, that can sound tiny. It's only 1%, right? Except you haven't even figured out what your actual planning number is. If the amount available to you is materially different from the headline, that same request now represents a different financial decision. That's why you can't really evaluate generosity until you know what number you're evaluating it against. And generosity is still a financial decision. Being generous doesn't require answering every request while you're standing in the kitchen holding a champagne glass and trying to process the fact that Tuesday morning just became extremely weird. One of the simplest rules you could use in a situation like this is no major financial promises on the spot. Someone asks, "Can you buy me a house?" You don't need an immediate yes. You don't even need an immediate no. "I haven't made those decisions yet" is a completely valid category. That little delay matters because requests create pressure. Pressure creates fast decisions, and fast decisions are exactly what you were trying to avoid in the first place. Picture the first family dinner after everyone knows. Are you quitting? Are you moving? Can you help mom? Are you buying a house? Are you investing it? Are we all going to Hawaii? Everybody wants an answer because the money feels real to them now. But you don't have to design the rest of your life during dessert. You can know that you won without knowing where you'll live. You can know that you're financially changed without knowing how much you'll give away. You can celebrate without committing to a house, a business, a portfolio, a retirement plan, or anybody else's plan for your money. Before you widen the circle, there are really four things you want clarity on. Do I understand the claim rules that apply to this ticket? Do I understand the real numbers I'm choosing between? Do I understand what information may become public? And do I know which major decisions I am deliberately not making yet? Once those questions have answers, or at least you know exactly which answers you're still waiting for, the conversations change. You're not announcing, "I have $100 million. Tell me what we should do." You're sharing news from a position where you understand what the news actually means. And that's the real reason the word "yet" matters. Winning $100 million feels like getting unlimited choices. But in the first hours and days, the smartest thing about having choices may simply be not giving them away before you understand them. Verify the win. Understand the claim, understand the real numbers, understand what disclosure changes, then start deciding what you actually want your new life to look like. The jackpot gives you money, silence gives you options, and understanding your money well enough to protect those options, that's how you build more control, stability, and freedom with whatever number is sitting in your account.